Okay. So, this topic is my last drama one, and it has to do with Mr. JD from New York. We're talking about JD from New York again. It's been a while. The last time we talked about him, I believe, was when he got into drama with the AW Women's Division. So now he's pretty much, this is turning into a part 2 of what happened to him during the Alexa Bliss drama. So, to give you some background, on SmackDown this past Friday, on July 7th, they did a segment where, with Shotzi, where basically she did this promo saying no one can control me, was acting crazy, and she shaved her head bald, like Austin. And
fuck you,
basically,
asshole.
So she shaved her head and whatever. And the reason that she did it wasn't because of the people booking the show or anything. The reason that she did it was to support her sister who's going through chemotherapy. And so JD from New York decides to tweet and says, they had Shotzi shave all her hair off. My God. Guaranteed that's a Vince McMahon call. There are just some creative decisions you don't make. Most of the time, that's one of them. Facepalm emoji. That's the first tweet that he said. I'm trying to find the second one. Okay, there's another one, but... So... God damn it, where's the fucking tweet at? Okay, is this it? So another tweet he put out, he said, I'm not apologizing for shit. I didn't like it, nor did I have prior knowledge of anything as news came out about it legit 40 minutes ago. I know there's another tweet he fucking posted. What was it? Another one he said, I've upset some people tonight in the wrestling space because I don't live on Twitter 24/7. Some of you who say I take shit too seriously should look in the mirror. I don't give a fuck if I upset you. Tune into the live stream after the show is over. I know there was fucking one other tweet that he made. I'm trying to find it. It was like a longer tweet. It was something about how he's not gonna... Yeah, there it is. He replied to his original tweet and said, fucking clueless geeks in this thread after 5 minutes. Quote, she wanted to do it. Do you know her personally? Shave her head for a story that no one gives a shit about, with no long-term value for a woman WWE never pushed and will never push, especially with a shaved head. So those are the tweets he put out.
Nobody.
So,
what
fucking...
Shotzi was doing when...
I hate when Twitter does that, when, like, you click on a video and it just plays and won't let you pause. So, this is a clip from his podcast that he did after the show, cementing himself as even more of an asshole. So I'm going to play it. It's like 2 minutes long. So here you go.
Nobody knew what Shotzi was doing when they aired the clip on SmackDown. And if you did, and if you said you did, you're lying. It was after the fact that second air. Shotzi went to Instagram and put out an Instagram story. She did what she did tonight for her sister, because sister is going through chemotherapy for cancer. You didn't know that until it was posted. Nobody on Twitter knew that until it was posted. I didn't know it because I don't live on fucking social media, so you can shove that up your fucking asshole as well, okay? I didn't know that. You didn't know it, I didn't know it, nobody knew it. Snap didn't know it. Nobody knew it. I didn't even know Shotzi had a fucking sister, number one. Nor did I know she had cancer, number two. Do you know why I didn't know it? Because I didn't know what was going on because I don't regularly stalk pro wrestlers on social media to a point of being a fucking loser, okay? I don't give a shit what these people do. I don't give a shit what you do, what you think, how fucking social justice you are. I don't give a fuck about anything on social media. I don't. You don't care about me doing this and doing my job and making sure that my life is fulfilled. That's all I care about. They're upset at me for what I said on Twitter about Shotzi. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. And all I said, I didn't wish harm on her. I didn't say anything negative. Again, it was all in the realm. I didn't like it because normally when creative decisions happen like this, it fucking sucks. That was before anybody knew Shotzi had a sister or Shotzi was doing something to honor her sister. Yeah, you want me to delete the tweet? Nobody.
That's the clip.
Jesus Christ.
So, that's not the only thing he said on this podcast. I'm trying to find the other clip that I sent you of it. Because the people deleted it. Let me see if I can find it. Because there's this clip there in the same fucking episode. I can't find it, but I'll basically just say what he said. So, in podcast, it doesn't have anything to do with the Shotzi situation, but people were, excuse me, calling him out for this shit as well. Because he was talking about how much he hates living in New York City, and he was telling this story about, he was like, oh, the other day I was walking around New York City and this sucks, and it's awful and I hate it. And he said that he saw, he said a full-grown man with a beard walking around in a dress, and then he said, absolutely disgraceful. And so people started blasting him on Twitter saying that he's transphobic and homophobic and all this shit, and it's been a complete shitstorm since he said all this shit with the Shotzi situation. Because if you don't believe me, go to Twitter, just type JDfromNY. All you will see is hate. There is very few people that are defending him. Kid behind the camera was one of them for some fucking reason. That he's trying to defend him. I don't know why. But pretty much like 99% of stuff you're going to see about JD right now is people hating on him, saying he's a piece of shit. They're trying to cancel JD. Apparently, he's been getting death threats and shit, which, I mean, that's not cool. But fucking, it's kind of almost the same shit that happened to him with the whole Alexa Bliss thing. Like, and instead of, all he had to do was just say, my bad, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. That's all he had to say. But instead, he goes on his podcast. Well, he goes on Twitter to respond to it first, makes himself look like even more of a prick, then says, oh, go check out my podcast. Then on his podcast, makes himself even more of an asshole. Like, the dude is a piece of shit, man. And this type of shit is exactly why I stopped watching him years ago. Like, the last time I was really watching him was back in, like, 2020. And he was just so fucking negative all the time that I couldn't stand to listen to him anymore. And all he does nowadays is he completely shits on everything WWE does, and he dick rides everything that AEW does. And it pisses me off. That's why I fucking blocked him. Because people have called him out saying that, oh, you're not fair, and you always bash WWE, but you don't say shit about AEW. And then he was like, yeah, I do. I bash AEW all the time. Which isn't true, because he never does. But he is a hypocrite. He's a prick. He's a fucking loser. This is the same guy that you heard what he said in that clip. He said that he's not someone that lives on social media and that stalks people on social media, right? This is the same guy that got called out for basically, I think he got into like this beef with this OnlyFans model, and then come to find out he got called out for subscribing to her OnlyFans, and she put him on blast and he blocked her. So this guy can't say shit about fucking any of that. Motherfucker subscribing to people's OnlyFans and then wants to call everyone else fucking virgins and losers and shit. And all he does is tweet on Twitter all day long, every day, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Every week he does podcasts on Raw, NXT, Dynamite, SmackDown, and Collision. Every single week. That's all he does. And he sits there and bitches how, like, literally, I've seen so many clips of this fucking asshole, bro. He is an asshole. Like, because he sits there, he did, like, some Nova shit where he, like, you know how Nova said, like, oh, you guys are the reason I don't get sleep, and I stream, that's why I don't sleep. You remember how Nova said that?
Yeah.
So JD said something similar to where, like, every time he does podcasts, or at least from what I've seen, he said it on the podcast that I was playing the clip from as well, because I seen it. He basically will say, like, oh, in one clip he was like, oh, you know, you people want to sit here and try to come for some shit I said on Twitter instead of getting a life and going out and drinking on Friday night. And then he was, but I can't do that because I have to sit here and do this every week, and I have to be on social media acting like he fucking gets his job. And like, I've seen him say this shit so many times. Oh, I would go out and live my life if I didn't have to do this. Oh, if I didn't have to review Raw and SmackDown and Dynamite and all this shit every week, I would go out and do this and this and this and this and this. And he constantly says that. It reminds me of how Wings of Redemption would say, "Oh, if I didn't have to stream, I would never stream, and I would go do something." And he'd be like, "If I didn't have to stream and if I didn't make money from this, I wouldn't be sitting here doing it, and I would stop doing this tomorrow." He sounds exactly like that. He's such a hypocritical prick, and I hate the guy, bro. I really, like, I've started watching him back in like 20, and he was funny back then, and he's had like some classic rants on his channel, but like, I watched him from 2015 to like 2020, and he just, I don't know what happened. He just has become such a negative, egotistical, hypocritical prick that I can't stand to watch him anymore. And I fucking hate looking at his tweets because legit all he does is just anything WWE does, he shits on it. But if AEW does something that's bad, oh, this was an amazing match. Oh, this is storytelling. This is pro wrestling. Fuck you, Jerry. Fucking prick. But and not only that, there's a whole compilation out there that someone made. It's called like JD from NY homophobic and racist moments compilation or something like that, where people took clips from like he doesn't do it anymore, but he used to do a lot of gaming videos back in the day where he would play like Mario Kart and like all this shit, and he used to say the N-word a lot. He used to fucking say the fucking how do I say it without saying it? He said a lot of homophobic slurs.
I usually just call it
And
the
he
F
used to
slur.
say that all
if
the
you
time.
if you need to say it like
Oh yeah,
that.
he said the F slur like a lot back in the day, and there's other stuff in there that I'm not remembering right now. But it's like it's like a fucking 20-minute long compilation of just all this fuck shit that he said, and people originally posted that when the whole Alexa shit was going on. I think I mentioned something about it when we talked about that on the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dude is a scummy piece of shit, and he wants to sit there. Like, I will give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't know that was the real reason. I'll give him that. But when he found out that was the real reason, he didn't have to be such a fucking pretentious prick about it. Like, there's no reason for him to act like that. Like, because he talks about, oh, it was in the wrestling realm. Okay, but that doesn't excuse you fucking shitting on the entire thing. And then when people say, hey, it's not, like, hey, this is the real reason, like, it's not cool for you to be saying that, then instead of him saying, my bad, I didn't know, he goes and says, oh, well, I'm not apologizing for shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, it just makes him a fucking prick, bro. It really does. And I'm glad that more people are finally seeing it, because he's been like this for so fucking long. This isn't the first time he's done this. And I'm glad that he's, like, I'm not ever glad that anybody gets hate. I'm glad that people are finally seeing how shitty he is. I will say it's not cool that he's getting death threats. I don't ever advocate for death threats or anything like that. I don't advocate for spreading hate and shit, but, like, it's just like the dude you saw when he was in beef with all the fucking AEW women, how he was acting like he was better than everyone of them and shit. And even the Alexa Bliss shit, like, he would tweet saying, like, he was like, oh, these Alexa Bliss stans, they're not gonna get to me. I'm the god of the IWC, is what he said. And he's like, he has like a god complex as well. And he has like a massive ego.
Jeez.
And so he'll act like, oh, I'm JD from New York, and I have this amount of subscribers, and this and this and that, and oh, these Alexa Bliss stands are just all losers, they're not going to get to me. And then what happened? He got harassed so much that he had to make an apology video about it. And I feel the same thing is probably going to happen here. Fuck this guy, man. Fuck JD from New York. I don't like this motherfucker, and fucking, I don't know why people do. There's people that actually agree with him in this situation, saying that he's in the right, and saying that everybody that is defending Shotzi is wrong. Now, I don't personally really like what Shotzi's been doing lately that much. I don't like her in ring that much, but I will say that, you know, I've had people in my family that have went through cancer. I know how hard that is and how difficult it is, and, you know, I wouldn't want any to have to go through that, and it sucks that her sister's going through it. And then you got motherfuckers like JD from New York that just don't give a fuck when it comes to real life shit, and just puts the wrestling show before the real life situation. You know how fucked up that is? That you say, I don't give a fuck about the situation, and I'm talking about it in terms of wrestling. Like, you're putting a scripted show over a real life situation of someone trying to represent the fact that their sister has cancer and is trying to, like, show support for them. That's fucked up, JD. It really is. And the fact that in the clip he was like, oh, Sapp didn't say it, because he I don't know if you know this, Awesome, he dick rides Sean Ross Sapp so hard. He loves Sean Ross Sapp so goddamn much.
Jesus Christ.
But there's one more clip I wanted to play. I gotta go to thing to see it, because I sent it. So, where is it? Oh yeah, here's the homophobic clip I was talking about.
New Yorker, I think I speak for all New Yorkers when I say that we do not claim JD from NY. Fuck New York! People making it sound like I enjoy being here. Oh, man. This fucking state has gone to shit. Have you walked through Manhattan lately? I do it 3 times a week.
Christ.
Yeah, and then so another thing I did want to say is so people have been roasting him a lot. Even his former friend, who's this guy named Joe Cronin, he's a guy that he used to do a podcast with, and they're not friends anymore. I'm not sure the reason why they're not friends anymore, but like Joe Cronin was like roasting the fuck out of him because JD, like, in his old videos he used to like show his apartment and stuff in the background, and now he just does this green screen stuff that looks terrible where he like green screens himself at like bars and shit, and like everybody just makes fun of him for it, saying that he's so lonely he has to green screen himself at the bar and shit. And Joe Cronin was like roasting him for just how terrible his setup looks for someone that claims to be he. Oh yeah, JD has also said multiple times that he is the best wrestling news content creator on the internet. Like, he says that he's better than fucking all the wrestling news outlet people we talked about, but he dick sucks Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp all fucking day, every day. So, but also, you know how small he is? You ever see that picture of him and Adam Cole that I put in some of the thumbnails?
Yeah.
He's actually, I think he's either the same height or he's like a little bit shorter than Adam Cole, and he's got like the same build as Adam Cole.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah. So, this last clip I wanted to play is from Simon Miller from What Culture. The tweet says, "Yeah, nobody knew till after the fact, but Simon Miller said it best."
However, because they didn't finish the job, Shotzi was all like, "Oh man, think I'm weird, think I'm a bit crazy? Well, maybe I am." And she got some hair clippers, and she took off the rest of her hair. So I was like, "You damn right, Shots. Welcome to the Ball Brotherhood. Let me make you some tea." Some people on the internet were all like, "Oh, why didn't we do a versus hair match? I can't believe we've done this." But as it turned out, the real reason is that Shotzi's sister is going through cancer. She's going through chemotherapy, so she did it in support of her siblings. So you can take wrestling and you can throw it to the left, because nothing is more important than real life. So I'm just saying, maybe the next time you do go off, just give it a few minutes, give it an hour, give it a day to see if there is a reason. Because again, this is super duper important stuff. Also, while it doesn't tie into the story, it does make me go, well, that's Shotzi. What a lovely thing to do. And also, all the best wishes to her family. And I am giving her an up. What a damn hero. It was amazing.
Yeah, so that's how you should handle the situation. That is a perfect example. You know, I don't like What Culture, but I do like Simon Miller. Honestly, he's probably like the last person they got that I actually, if I ever see him, I'm like, oh, what's Simon Miller up to? But, yeah, so like, he said it best there. Fucking, what a prick, bro. Not Simon Miller, but JD. What a fucking prick, bro. Fuck JD from New York. But that is my topic about JD from New York. What's your thoughts on the whole, like, everything he said?
Honestly, I never watched JD from New York, but I know he's a dick, so I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised that he did this. Like, honestly, it will probably happen again, knowing him. We'll probably be talking about him again in this light, so, I mean...
Oh yeah, did he ever end up blocking you?
Let me see.
Because after this happened, I will say he went on like this spree of like blocking people left and right. Like anybody who was saying some shit to him, just blocking him. Like he was being such a pussy.
No, I'm still unblocked.
What did you even say to him?
I stated... Go down to it. I tweet a lot. I said, bro, one of these days, can you just shut your fucking mouth? Like, Jesus Christ, legit. Every time I hear about your bitch ass, is when you get backlash for dumb shit you say / tweet. Maybe think a little before you spew shit.